If you want these horror stories to continue, please subscribe now and don't forget to like. Five friends drove up to the remote mountain cabin, excited for a weekend away from city life. The snow was heavy, blanketing the forest in white silence. As they unpacked, the wind howled around the cabin, rattling the windows. Laughter echoed inside, but outside something seemed wrong. The trees were unusually still, the air thick with quiet that felt almost alive. They sat by the fire drinking coffee and sharing old stories. The snowstorm had picked up outside, trapping them inside. That's when the first sound came, a faint scratching at the door. They laughed it off, probably a branch, but deep down they felt a shiver run down their spines. The scratching stopped as suddenly as it had started. Next morning, one of them, Emily, went outside to gather firewood. She returned with wide eyes. Strange footprints surrounded the cabin, deep, wide, not human. No one had passed this area before the snowstorm. Panic settled in, but the rest tried to calm her, insisting it was likely a wild animal. Still, none of them could shake the feeling of being watched. That night, whispers began coming from the forest, soft, almost seductive, calling their names. Mark swore he heard his own voice, faint but distorted. Sarah insisted it was the wind, but the whispers seemed to move with them, circling the cabin, getting louder with every step they took outside. Fear replaced laughter. Something unseen was tracking them. On the second day, Ben went to check the trail leading down the mountain and didn't return. They shouted, called his name, and even used the walkie-talkies, but no reply came. His footprints stopped halfway along the snow-covered path. Only a single line led into the forest and vanished. Heartbeats thundered as they realized the mountain was no longer a place of fun. It had become a trap. By evening, shadows danced along the trees. The snowstorm made everything blurry, but shapes moved too deliberately to be wind-blown branches. Lights from their cabin reflected off something metallic far in the forest, like eyes or sharp claws. Every movement they made seemed anticipated. Fear gripped their limbs. The forest felt alive. The cabin itself seemed to change. Doors slammed on their own. Windows fogged over, even on the inside. They swore they saw movement in the corners of their eyes, figures that weren't there a moment before. Phones lost signal. Walkie-talkies hissed with static, whispering things no one could understand. The mountain wasn't just alive, it was watching and mocking them. Emily heard the voice again. This time it spoke clearly, "Leave now, or stay forever." She froze. The voice wasn't coming from outside. It was inside her mind, echoing words no human should know. Mark, Sarah, and the others heard faint versions of it too, synchronizing their fear. The mountain had learned their names. They tried to escape, venturing into the forest, but the path twisted unnaturally. Trails looped back to the cabin. Snow-covered rocks and trees distorted, forming shapes like hands and faces. Every turn brought them back to the same place. Exhaustion and terror took over. The mountain didn't let them leave. It only allowed the illusion of choice. As night fell, the storm intensified. One by one, the friends vanished into the snow, swallowed by shadows, leaving no footprints. Only Emily remained, trembling by the cabin door. The whispers surrounded her, now more coherent. "We are the mountain. You will stay forever. She screamed, but the wind swallowed her cries. The cabin remained untouched by time, waiting for the next visitors, laughing silently through the howling storm. The end.